welcome to another episode of Kristen Answers Questions. She asks people to ask her on Twitter. I think it's a really good idea for me to do videos like this because when I ask you guys for questions, one, it gives you a chance to be featured on Kristen Asks Questions she asks people to ask on Twitter. And it also gives me an opportunity to update you guys on the shit that I've been up to, the things that I'm excited about. And Molly, I swear to God, if you don't stop whining, I'm gonna come over there and my mic is on. Okay, thank the Lord. Anyways, first question. Molly, come here. Come. Yeah. You can just sit right here. You can sit on my lap. Down. No. Lucy, can you do something to Molly? Thanks. Lucy, please. Pardon. Take Molly. Alright, so let's get right into it because there's about 70 responses to this tweet and I don't think I have enough memory card for all of those to be answered. Alright, first question comes from NVLXX and she asks, why do you love traveling so much? So I've been actually getting asked this a lot because, oh my god. I get asked this a lot. I think it's because I have been traveling so much, so people assume that I love it, and I really do. One of my favorite things in the world is getting to know new places, new experiences. I'm just somebody that thrives and really enjoys change and challenges and contrast in my life and having to get around in a new city and figure that out. I feel like I'm in a real life video game quest every day when I travel, and I really love that about it. But it is very exhausting. So just because it looks very easy and glamorous when you travel because that's what people post on the internet, the actual traveling part of it always has its issues, but I've learned to be somebody that can just go with the flow, and even though it seems like a really stressful moment, if I relax about it, often it'll find a way to work itself out a little bit quicker. Kira, hello Kira, I love you. Do you have tips on how to start loving yourself? So I also get asked this a lot, so this is good that these types of questions are coming up. I also don't think that I've answered this in an Ask Kitty before, but this is one of the biggest changes that I have affected in my life. It is to learn to love myself. And it might seem really like far in the future if you're sitting there right now and all you can think about is everything you hate about yourself and you can't come to a single thing that you currently love about yourself. And that's okay. Like, it may feel like it's far out there, but I'm here to tell you that it is not, and it does not have to be. The first thing that you need to do when you're learning to love yourself from a place where you don't even think that's a possibility is just learn to accept where you are. Accept every single thing about you. I accept you toes, I accept you feet, I accept you ankles, I accept you calf, I accept your knees, I accept my personality, I accept my situation in life, I accept the job I have, I accept it all right now in this moment. That is the first step up from like being super negative about it, in my opinion, is just creating an affirmation with yourself and tell yourself on the regular that I accept myself. I accept myself. I approve of myself. That was a big turning point for me because there was a big part of my life where I really didn't find anything that I liked about myself, especially coming out of high school. So once I started doing that, then I moved on to appreciation, and I made a list and I made it a focus in my daily life, especially when I woke up in the morning and at night, to think about all the things that I appreciated about myself, about life, about the work I was doing, about the school I was taking, whatever it is that you're focused on in life. Learn to first accept it, then learn to appreciate it, and then from there you can learn to love it. Like, when you're in a state of appreciation, you're gonna begin to see the things about that aspect that's really gonna make you feel and see what you should love about it, which I think is really important. So to answer your question, Kira, that statement. Have you ever been to Disneyland or Disney World before? Hi, Matthew. I have been to both Disneyland and Disney World, but when I recently went to Disneyland, I didn't have an opportunity to go inside, and I'm kind of sad about that. So Sky asked the question, hi Sky, MLG forever. asks, if you could go under another alias, what would it be? And I actually get asked this a lot, I think because people are trying to scope out my my username change. But as you guys know, my new alias on this channel is Kristen Michaela, which is my first and my middle name. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted you guys to feel more connected to me as a person. Everything I put on this channel is my persona. It's not my username, it's not my gamer tag. It's my persona. But if I had to go by a different name, it'd be something positive and happy with like smile and rainbows and unicorns. And I actually don't have an answer to that question. I'm not feeling very creative right now. Sorry, Sky. And then fan mail. Are you and your sister going to be making videos together? And yes, my sister and I are a new team. Well, we are an old team technically. We've been a team since birth, but we are now creating content together for all of my social media platforms and hers, with the focus on upliftment, positivity, happiness, travel, and just kind of showing the way that we live our life and hopefully inspire you to find more love and appreciation and peace within yours. And yeah, we're creating content together and I've been really proud of it so far. So if you guys are watching and you made it this far in the Q&A video, let me know in the comments what your current favorite vlog that we filmed together in the last month has been. Roxy, do you ever have moments where you feel so small in this giant universe and then question the reason behind the purpose of life? Okay, it's so funny you ask this, Roxy, because this is something that I do. That's Yuri, by the way. She's like chewing a bone if you hear any thunks. This is a question that I honestly comes up in my life probably about once a week, maybe if it's less than that, about once a month, where I just sit for, probably could sit like that for a day, just especially watching Rick and Morty really reminded me of it and really reminded about what a small, like, infantile speck of dust I am on the platform of time and space and reality, and how meaningless my life is, and how I'm gonna die one day and I will just cease to exist and la la la. But instead of making that turn into me not wanting to live anymore, I choose to allow that to let me live without boundary and limit and fear, and just live my life exactly how I feel good and happy in every single moment, and to choose to live a big and amazing, incredible life, because why the fuck not? The next question, what do you see yourself doing if you stop being a streamer / entertainer? So I'm kind of already I feel like I'm already transitioning into some of the other things with developing an app and writing a book. But my biggest dream and goal is to run some sort of either not-for-profit company or some sort of company that's creating good in this world. I would love to lead a group of people towards a really positive goal in this life and create a positive impact in this world. So that's probably what I would be doing, and what I'm hoping to move towards someday soon. Thank you for that question, Tribal. Jack Hoover asks, who are some of your inspirations? I think this is a great question, and I'd actually be interested to hear who some of your guys' inspirations are as well, because I'm always looking for new inspirations, whether it's a new inspirational Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, podcast, whatever it is, feed me with that. My inspirations growing up, my dad listened to a lot of Tony Robbins in the car. He had like the discs, remember what CDs, anybody? So we listened to a lot of Tony Robbins growing up, who at the time was very impactful in my life. I had the opportunity to go to a Clemmer course as well when I was very young, which I derived a lot of inspiration from. But actual individual people right now, I would say Tony Robbins is still an inspiration to me. Tim Ferriss, Elon Musk, Deepak Chopra, Oprah. I feel like I have a lot of just like the big people that are really creating a huge positive impact in the world. And a lot of those people I just talked about, like their sole purpose is just to increase the enjoyment and quality of life of everybody around them and everybody they have an opportunity to interact with and support. So those people are incredibly inspiring to me, because what they do is something that I would love and hope to do someday, and I don't even know where to start when it comes to that. But right now I'm just gonna speak that out into the universe, that I hope to be something like the people that I just described. And they're all really beautiful, incredible, connected people, and yeah, very cool. So I just like got like such a burst of inspiration even speaking their names. So let me know in the comments who you guys are inspired by in your life. Asa Betty asks, what's your biggest personal challenge currently? This is a really good question, and there's been a few. I feel like there's been a lot that I've gone through and dealt with during the summer, but the one that I'm kind of like smelting on, if you will, is me learning to see and feel my success and my value to myself in a new space. When I was being a broadcaster, I really identified my success and value as a person on my numbers and my growth and the interaction of the community that I had. And now that I'm not focused in that space as directly, I'm not getting the reassurance of the growth and the numbers and the interaction of my community. So all the content that I'm creating, I'm having to learn that it is still valuable. I am still getting tons of quality, learning different quality, gaining qualities, learning different skills with what I'm doing right now, and it still holds value, and it still is going to have a positive impact on my life, even though I'm not seeing the direct numerical results of that right now. And learning that I am enough right now, and there is nothing that I need to do in this moment to make me feel more valued in this world, and that each and every single one of us, exactly as we are in this moment, is valued. And the only reason that I create and keep building things and keep wanting to challenge myself and grow is for my own personal development and enjoyment of this life, and to give me more opportunities that I may not have now. But being present in the moment and realizing my value is the realization that I've come to. But the challenge was learning to find my value amidst not having, you know, the sub count wars, if you will, that a lot of broadcasters pin themselves with. So yeah, I would say that was one of my bigger challenges lately. One more, or I'll do two more questions. Mac and Cheese Please asks, what time do you wake up / go to sleep? It seems like you always get so much accomplished in one day. And oh, thank you, first of all, Mac and Cheese. I appreciate you saying that more than you know, because my challenge is learning that I still hold value, even though I might not look like I'm doing as much in a day as I used to, but I'm doing things differently and doing other things in another way, so value. Anyway, not directly related to that. But honestly, it's so weird because I really don't feel like I'm doing a lot in the day, and then I have people that have followed me on my days, or I've had people who have like watched my vlogs and they're like, oh my god, Kristen, you do so much. And I know I'm taking this question off course, but you do so much in a day, but it doesn't feel like a lot to me. I feel like I got a lot of downtime, and I play a lot of video games, and I watch a lot of anime, and I'm like, that's a lot of time spent that I could be doing stuff. Anyways, I wake up, usually I've been trying to wake up at about 7 a.m. Or 6. My dog likes to wake up at 6:30. She's liked to wake up at 6:30 ever since she was a puppy. So usually 6:30 a.m. is when I wake up, and then I've got my really, really precise morning routine and the things that I do to get me into the headspace that I need to have the best possible day. I feel like I wake up into alignment and I appreciate the day, and then I do my morning routine, and that just puts me in a place of the highest but biggest outcomes. Even if the outcome is just about enjoying the day and finding peace, I think it's really important to start my mornings right. And then I am like this is like I don't know. I feel like for my age I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I like to go to bed at like 8 or 9 p.m. every night. I like to get like 9 or 10 hours of sleep a night. And that's like purely just for my my groundedness and my sanity. When I don't get sleep, I am a different person. And maybe that's like, when everyone asks me why I'm so positive and I spout all this other stuff, maybe like the actual thing is just because I get a lot of sleep. But getting a lot of sleep is really important for me. I learned that in university, and I can't exist on a small amount of sleep. So I sleep a lot, and I have a nighttime routine, and I get cozy in bed, and I sleep really well every single night. But that to me is, I'm a morning person now. I used to be a night person where I'd want to study and get everything done in the evenings, but now I'm very much a morning person. I like to get everything done before 11 and then just feel like the rest of the afternoon is set out for me to follow the other ideas and goals that I have in other spaces. So yeah, that was a really long-winded answer to when I go to bed and wake up. So last question is from Hell Yeah, or Hell Yeah. What are your top tips for new streamers and YouTubers? Where do you think most people need to spend more time while creating content? Okay, so I have a whole tip series on my gaming YouTube channel. I'll try and remember to include a link down below, but all those tips that I talk about are all really good if you're just getting started, or if you're in the middle of the game and you're looking to find, you know, more success and what's important to you and what value you can create in that space. So I would definitely suggest going and watching those tips, because I get more into detail than I'm going to in this Q&A. But my biggest tip right now for people who are already creating content is to stop focusing on what other broadcasters are doing. Stop focusing on finicking with your graphics, or thinking you need a green screen or a better quality camera or a faster computer. Like, all those things are important, but the amount of return that you get by changing these aspects of your stream, like, it is not hard to have a professional looking stream. You do not need an uber expensive computer, camera, setup, anything. Expensive looking graphics. You can have simple graphics, a simple stream setup, and just start making content. And my biggest thing for people is start focusing on yourself. What is it about you that makes you stand out? What are the aspects of yourself that you really love about yourself? Are you into woodworking? Are you into anime, comics? Are you into business and development? What are the random little things that are different about you than every other caster that you've watched up to this point? And what can you do with the things that you love and are passionate about to set yourself apart from everybody else? There is enough people that are trying to be like Lyric, Summit, Shroud, Tim, and there isn't space for you to exist there the way that you are hoping you can. And spending all your time trying to mimic them is just wasting time, because if you're expecting to ever be their size, the chances that you'll get to that point or reach that goal, you're never going to surpass them, because you're trying to be them. I don't know how to explain that better. So stop watching casters. Watch casters enough to know how to set things up, best practices in the beginning, but once you've created a foundation, it's time to run with you. The biggest growth points that I've had in my stream was when I had really game-changing ideas on my broadcast that brought new people in, other casters, new viewers who were like, what the F is this girl doing? This is insane. I've never seen this on Twitch before. I've never experienced this in my life. Why am I enjoying this so much? How is this entertaining? Whatever it is, find what is special about you, or things that you can try on your stream that are going to be different and new and are going to attract an audience that are related to loving you and the things that you stand for and that you're passionate about, not what your favorite casters are passionate about. So that ends my Q&A. I hope your question was answered. If it wasn't, make sure to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, where I will post when I'm asking and looking for questions. I'm probably going to do this about once a month. I'm not really sure yet. But I hope you have a fantastic day. I love you. And if you made it to the end of the video, which, damn, this is like 20 minutes of footage, so I don't know how much it'll be after editing. Comment orange mug. Yes, orange mug, and I'll know you're a ride or die. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!